Hello everyone. So I wanted to share some things tonight about what I like to keep on hand for quick snacks, even simple meals in between working two jobs, coming home later at night, but I want a little something. So these are the things that I like to keep on hand. They're good for even, for packing a lunch kind of thing. So I was just going to give you some ideas, and if they work for you, great. A lot of them are based around dairy, so if you're lactose intolerant, a lot of this won't be for you. But let me just share. It may help you. It may help somebody that you know. So first off, I like to keep on hand cottage cheese and yogurts, and I like to keep a couple different yogurts on hand from time to time. I make a lot of salmon, and I like to make a lot of chicken. So with those, I like to have the plain on hand because I can make a simple, this is unsweetened, so I can flavor this for a dip or a dill yogurt type thing on top of the salmon. So I like to have that on hand for that purpose. If you're having like a taco salad type of dish, that would be another thing. So tonight I have some ground chicken, and I'm gonna do some peppers and onions with that, and I will put it on top of a bed of greens like a taco salad, except this will be chicken, and I can use this with some salsa as my dressing. And it's very simple because you're just browning the meat and sauteing the onions and peppers, and I do that all in one pan, so it's really simple. This is also great. I like to make my own dips and spreads. So this one I like to use for more of a dip for vegetables, for dipping peppers and carrots and cucumbers in. But I also like to use a cream cheese, and I can season it or flavor it the way I like it, and also use that more for like celery and carrots and peppers. Yeah, so that's what I do. But sometimes I like to have a pre-made cream cheese one on hand when I have celery and all of that stuff on hand, because it's quick. And this is something that a lot of times I will take to work, and I will just leave this container in, and I will just take my veggies each day, and I already have this at my desk. So I buy the pre-made one for at work a lot of times. The other thing that I like is the flavored yogurt is great for like creating like a snack or a quick breakfast. And I like to get as many grams of protein in my yogurt as possible. I love this brand, and this brand has some yogurts that go up to 30 grams of protein, and I've only been able to find the 30 grams of protein in the individual cups. But I really like to try and get in a lot of protein in my breakfast because it's very satisfying, and I am usually not even hungry when it's lunchtime, and so that is a great thing. One way that I like to use this is to use frozen blueberries. Blueberries are very good. They're lower in calorie, and they're not as hard as the other berries on your blood sugars. So I keep the frozen blueberries for my yogurt. And the reason I like that is I will put my yogurt in the bowl, and I will put the blueberries in the bowl, and then about a half hour, 45 minutes before I eat my lunch or my breakfast, then I take that out of the fridge, and because the berries were frozen, it creates a nice blueberry juice, and it's so flavorful. I don't even need to add anything else. So that is another good tip. Another tip with the unflavored one, if you only have an unflavored yogurt at home and you're wanting to do the dessert type thing with the blueberries and the yogurt, you can sweeten the unflavored unflavored yogurt with a sweetener that is good for you. So the monk fruit, the stevia, there's another one out on the market. I can't think of what it's called right now. But yeah, pick your sweetener of choice. It might be even, you know, something different than that. But if you only have the unflavored one and you want more of a treat, that is one way to make it sweeter and enjoyable. Another thing that I like to do with cottage cheese is there's so many ways that you can do the cottage cheese. I sometimes will sweeten this and then add berries or something to this. I also will mix this with my yogurt. If I've got a lower protein yogurt, I will add some of this to get a higher protein count. So I like to do that as well. And if you have it sweetened, a sweetened yogurt, you don't even really need any extra sweetener if you add a bit of the cottage cheese. So it kind of goes, you know, you'll find what you like for sweetness and stuff so that you can just have something on hand that you like for sweetener and, you know, use that when you need it. The other thing that I like to do with cottage cheese is there's so many different things that you can mix in with a cottage cheese. You can warm this up as well. I like to have like a cottage cheese pizza bowl kind of. So I will add pepperoni, diced peppers, onions. You could use salsa if you didn't have those things. Kind of depends, you know, what flavor you're looking for. And then just mix that all up and heat it up. And it's really good and it's high in protein. So like a half a cup of this is, I can't read the markings on here. So a half a cup is 110 calories and 13 grams of protein. So this is an excellent source when you're putting another source of protein in it. So you can easily get to 20 grams of proteins with any of these snacks. I try to shoot for 20 to 30 grams of protein every time I eat. Does it work every time? No, because sometimes I may forget something or whatever, but yeah, it keeps you satisfied for a long time, so I'm not snacking throughout the day when I plan accordingly. These little pepperoni snacks are also great for a snack with some cheese. There's also, this is the reduced fat, just regular pepperoni. You can get even further reduced fat if you change it to turkey. It's like 70% less fat, so that is great as well. I oftentimes get the turkey one instead of this one if I'm, you know, trying to shoot for a goal. So that's a tip for you. I also like to have these on hand, these tuna and salmon packets, because I can leave some of these in my desk. They're not in the refrigerated section in the grocery store, so why couldn't you keep these at your desk for a snack or a day that you might not get out to lunch, or, you know, just having things available so you're not grabbing the unhealthy stuff. And these are very high in protein. The salmon is 13 to 15, I believe, on the different brands. This one says 15. This one is 17 grams of protein. Can you imagine if you just put some cheese with this and had a few crackers or some celery and carrots and some of the dip? I mean, you could have quite a bit of food for very little calories. This whole packet is 70 calories. And just think if you put a little bit of cheese and a little bit of the cream cheese with some vegetables, it's very filling and satisfying, and you're probably eating less than 500 calories. So I like to do that on occasion too. Like yesterday, I was out for supper, and you know, if I have this for my lunch, I don't feel so bad when I do eat a little bit more when I go and meet somebody for a meal. Another thing that I like to have on hand is just different cheeses. I tend to buy pretty much what's on sale, as far as like if they're cubed, if they're the little bricks that you get the pre-cut stacks in, if you get a package of the sliced. These were on sale for $2.99. That is a pretty good price right now for cheese. So grab it when it's on sale, and be flexible on, you know, what style of cheese you can use for, especially if it's just for a snack. I mean, does it matter if it's a cube or a small slice or a big slice? So just keep those things in mind to have on hand for snacks, so that you're grabbing proteins instead of snacks that are carbohydrate based and probably a junk food if you're, you know, in that craving mode. Another thing that I would like to mention is having a lot of produce on hand, especially fruits and vegetables. I mean, especially vegetables, but some fruits as well. I don't buy a lot of fruit anymore, but I do on occasion. So like tonight I'm making a salad, and I have a cucumber and an apple, and I will cut these into like matchstick size. You could dice it, I suppose, too. It doesn't really matter, but the matchsticks are kind of fun. And I will just pair it with a balsamic vinegar, and it's so good. The combination is so good. So if you haven't tried an apple and a cucumber with the balsamic vinegar, it is so good. I have tried it with just like an Italian dressing, and that's not too bad either, but I prefer the balsamic vinegar. And this one is 0 calories, 0 sugar. I shouldn't say 0 calories, I don't know. Yeah, it is 0 calories and 0 sugars. So it's great for you. So those are some of my tips. I hope they have helped. If you have any other tips that you want to share with the group, you can put them under the video. If there's anything else that you're wondering about, let me know, and I can do a video on some of that too. Oh, I have one thing I forgot to mention. I also like to keep these on hand. These are turkey meatballs, and they are high in protein. So there's 15 grams of protein for 6 meatballs. Now the meatballs are probably about that big. So they're not real big, but when you are having it like with a salad and you have different cheese on it, or another source of protein, or just have a few more of these, you can easily get to your 20 grams of protein. So I like to keep these on hand. I do have them in beef and in sausage as well, but the protein level isn't as high, so I like to go for the higher protein one, so I can not have as much food. So it also helps cut down on calories, because you're eating a lower amount of food, and the turkey is the most lean out of the other ones. So extra benefits there. So I want you to go out and have a great evening.